Is this where the auditions are?
This is where the auditions were. We're finished.
What about me?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the alternate castings that almost completely changed movie musicals.
And it seems the world that I long to see out of reach.
Number 10, Julie Andrews, My Fair Lady.
I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before.
The Lerner and Loewe stage musical was a major hit on Broadway. Studio chief Jack L. Warner was clearly enamored enough with the production to recast actor Rex Harrison as Professor Henry Higgins in the film version. However, he thought the show's other lead, Julie Andrews, wasn't well known enough.
I had never made a movie. I was not a star. I was not box office.
But you were the star of it on Broadway.
Yeah, but
everybody had bought the record.
Warner replaced her with one of Hollywood's biggest stars, Audrey Hepburn. Andrews got the last laugh, though. That same year, she became a sensation in the role of Mary Poppins, winning several accolades, including the Best Actress Oscar. In fact, she even thanked Warner in her Golden Globe acceptance speech.
Finally, my thanks to a man who made a wonderful movie and who made all this possible in the first place, Mr. Jack Warner.
After all, if she had been cast in My Fair Lady, she wouldn't have been free to play Mary Poppins.
For a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down.
Number 9, John Travolta, Chicago.
Stranded after driving, branded a fool. What will they say?
In another world, it would have been Danny Zuko himself puppeteering Renee Zellweger. John Travolta was originally offered the role of Billy Flynn, Chicago's sleazy and slick lawyer who makes a career out of defending beautiful murderesses.
I don't care for driving Packard cars or smoking long bucket cigars. No, not me.
In fact, the Grease star was seriously considering signing on. However, Travolta declined on the grounds that he wasn't sure anyone could make a good movie adaptation from the stage show. He later said, however, that if he had met with director Rob Marshall and heard his vision for the story, he might have reconsidered. Billy Flynn was ultimately played by Richard Gere.
It's all show business. But kid, you're working for the star.
Number 8, Carrie Fisher, Grease.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
In the late 70s, director Randall Kleiser was about to start shooting the big screen adaptation of Grease. He was able to consult his old college roommate and fellow filmmaker George Lucas's Star Wars rushes in order to gauge Princess Leia actress Carrie Fisher for the role of Sandy Olsen. If Fisher had been given the role, she probably would have been a major departure from Olivia Newton-John, seeing as she's now known for her sardonic wit and edgy screen persona.
Too little short for a stormtrooper.
Huh? Oh, the uniform.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
You're who?
Fortunately, we did get to hear Fisher's musical chops in the Star Wars Holiday Special.
A day of harmony, a day of joy we all can share.
Number 7, Meryl Streep and Michelle Pfeiffer, Evita.
What do I see? That's the question I'm most afraid of.
Bringing Andrew Lloyd Webber's epic musical to the screen was a long and arduous process. The movie's then screenwriter and director Oliver Stone originally wanted Meryl Streep to play Argentinian First Lady Eva Perón.
And as for fortune, and as for fame, I never invited them in.
Streep prepped for the role and even recorded some songs before both she and Stone dropped out. Michelle Pfeiffer was the next choice for the vocally demanding role. She had sung on screen in The Fabulous Baker Boys, and her involvement was confirmed at one point.
Don't forget, folks, that's what you get, folks, for making whoopee.
But once she had a child and production moved from America to England, she left. After imploring Parker to cast her, Madonna was hired instead. Number 6. Miles Teller and Emma Watson, La La Land.
You know, scheduling conflict-wise, it didn't work out, but I'm so thrilled that musicals are so celebrated at the moment.
Writer-director Damien Chazelle made the less expensive Whiplash in order to get funding for this Los Angeles set movie musical. Miles Teller starred as the drummer protagonist in that film.
Show me. Don't slow down. Pick it up!
When La La Land became a possibility, Chazelle wanted to cast Teller again, this time as jazz musician Sebastian Wilder. Chazelle was also eager to have Harry Potter actress Emma Watson in the role of Mia, the aspiring actress who Sebastian falls in love with.
You know what? I think we're good. Thanks for coming in.
Subsequent changes to the script necessitated slightly older actors. The final film would see Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone starring as the central couple. Number 5. Hugh Jackman, The Phantom of the Opera.
I got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way.
A lot has been said about the casting of Gerard Butler. Unfortunately, his singing didn't earn him much in the way of praise.
Down that path into darkness deep as
Unsurprisingly, there were a lot of big names in the mix for this massive Broadway adaptation. One of the possible phantoms was Hugh Jackman. Although he had already made his X-Men debut as Wolverine by then, the Tony winner was known to a lot of theatergoers as an accomplished song and dance man. Jackman confirmed he got a call to play the role, but he was sadly unavailable. It's hard not to dream about what could have been.
Some die one by one, also they fly on and on.
His later Les Misérables co-star Anne Hathaway was even attached to play Christine at one point. Number 4. Amanda Seyfried, Wicked.
So many things unclear, so many things unknown.
Given its status among Broadway fans, the 2-decade lead up to the Wicked film saw a lot of different actresses up for the parts of Elphaba and Glinda. Once casting for the epic 2-part adaptation was underway in the early 2020s, Glinda saw some heavy hitters stepping up to the plate. Allegedly, Renee Rapp and Dove Cameron both got fairly far in the audition process, but Mean Girls star Amanda Seyfried may have been one of the finalists.
You're gonna be popular, teach you the proper poise. Talk to boys, little ways to flirt and flounce. Oh, I'll show you what shoes to wear, how to fix your hair, everything that really counts.
She set her sights on the role as soon as she heard the project was a go. Although her audition lasted several months, it was Ariana Grande who eventually won out.
Well, these things are sent to try us.
Number 3. Goldie Hawn and Madonna, Chicago.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz.
Between its Broadway debut in 1975 and its Oscar-winning film adaptation, there had been at least 2 attempts to give the Merry Murderesses of Chicago the Hollywood treatment. In the late 80s, Goldie Hawn wanted to produce and star in her own version. She brought pop star Madonna on board to play Roxy Hart to her Val McKelly. Then, Harvey Weinstein had the role rewritten to be much younger than Hawn could play.
Who was writing my part for a 23-year-old. And he said, well, actually, you can't play 23. And I said to him, oh, yeah, I can, actually.
Despite his underhanded approach to squeeze her out of the project, Hawn was paid for her development work on the movie, and Weinstein would later produce the 2002 version.
You know, all my life, I wanted to have my own act. But no. It's always no. They always turn me down. One big world full of no.
Number 2. Taylor Swift, Les Misérables.
I think it had been established that I had more of a look of Cosette, but I had the range vocally of Eponine. So it was established that, like, I was there for a good time, not a long time.
The story of redemption and revolution in 19th century France requires a packed cast with vocal chops. This big-budget production clearly had the money to spare to net some huge talent. One of the more puzzling but intriguing announcements for the cast was Taylor Swift, who was said to be offered the role of the long-suffering Eponine.
Without him, the world around me changes. The trees are bare and everywhere the streets are full of strangers.
Swift has since explained that while she did a series of screen tests for the roles of Eponine and Cosette, the roles ultimately went to performers with more acting experience. Samantha Barks and Amanda Seyfried were cast as Eponine and Cosette respectively, and Swift would land a notorious big-budget movie musical a few years later.
But when they reach the scene of crime, McCavity's not there.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Beyoncé, A Star Is Born.
I then saw Judy Garland's version of A Star Is Born, and I realized every 20, 30 years, a new star is born and a new talent. It represents that generation and era.
A fourth version of this classic Hollywood melodrama had been rumored as early as the 2000s. Around 2011, Clint Eastwood had floated the idea of pairing Bradley Cooper with Beyoncé in a new remake. However, the timing was never quite right.
I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own.
Production delays, script rewrites, Eastwood's departure as director, and the singer's pregnancy led to the project having a longer pre-production period.
Time just happened. You know, there was a moment where that was the best version of the movie, and then all of a sudden, you know, I mean, Beyoncé got pregnant at one point. Okay, you know, do we wait? Do we do this?
Once Cooper took over the project as director, he actually still wanted Beyoncé for the part. Still, nobody was especially upset that Lady Gaga was chosen as a replacement. Which of these alternate castings would you have wanted to see? Tell us in the comments.
Well, I do not know. I mean, maybe maybe there's two of us, right? Why don't you take out a missing persons ad or try the yellow pages? I don't know.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.